Let's go on to our other top story. A landmark act was enforced today. The right to education is now a fundamental right of every child aged between 6 and 14.
Well, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh drawing upon his own personal experience while asking all states to work together to make this landmark act a success. Yes, it's the right to education. The act ensures every child between the age of 6 and 14 years will have the right to free and compulsory education in a neighborhood school till he or she completes elementary education. To stress the fact, the education will be free.
Let us together pledge this act to the children of India, to our young men and women, to the future of our nation. I was born to a family of modest means. In my childhood, I had to walk a long distance to go to school. I read under the dim light of a kerosene lamp. I am what I am today because of education. I want every Indian child, girl and boy, to be so touched by the light of education. I want every Indian to dream of a better future and live that dream. Our government, in partnership with the state governments, will ensure that financial constraints do not hamper the implementation of the Right to Education Act.
Well, the responsibility for enforcing the law lies with Human Resource Development Minister Kapil Sibal. Mr. Sibal spoke with our senior editor Sagarika Ghosh on the channel.
You're going to require 1.7 lakh crore for the next 5 years.
We have the money. That's not an issue.
Where are you going to find the money?
No, we have the money. That's not an issue. This year, for example, we have the funding, and next year with 8.5%, we're going to have more funding.
What about teachers? The Save the Children has estimated 12 lakh teachers you need in
12 lakh teachers we need
6
5.
months.
We are short for 5 lakh teachers. We have 7 lakh teachers. We need to recruit teachers. State governments are doing it.
Kapil Sibal, why 6 and 14? That's the other big criticism that is made against the bill, that you're not providing for children aged 0 to 6 and 14 onwards. So what will happen when a child reaches class 9 and then is told, right, your free availability is over, please leave?
We need much more money to actually reach out to children of all age groups, and government would want to do that, but you know we are strapped of resources.
I want you to just respond to this criticism that this is an elite middle class bill.
Well, how is it an elite? Please tell me. Don't say that it's just a criticism. If you want abolition of all private sector schools, my answer to you is that will be disastrous. Okay? Because we as a society, we as a nation don't have the wherewithal, right, to socialize education and deliver, right? Therefore, there should be space for the private sector. And if there is space for the private sector, that in any case is limited. It's 7%. 93% is public sector. And we are now providing the resources. We have to provide the manpower, and we are providing ownership and responsibility. And we should deliver the system. And the quality of education will be high, much higher than it ever was in this country.
But providing quality education to every child is easier said than done. Maria Shakil with the huge task ahead.
They will not have to walk this much. If the right to free and compulsory education is implemented in letter and spirit, then within every single kilometer of walking distance, there will be a school. With such a game-changing scheme, the UPA wants to derive as much political mileage as possible. It's an idea which, after the initial backing of Sonia Gandhi, has now been taken up by the government. HRD Minister Kapil Sibal plays down his role and gives credit to the Congress leadership.
This has been a dream. The Congress party, our Congress President, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, the Prime Minister, the leadership of the Congress.
Sibal finds the bill flawless, but there is no denying it has more than its share of critics.
3 to 5 year children have just been totally left out. And the Juvenile Justice Act defines a child as up to 18. Here we are still saying up to 14 years.
What about the higher education sector? What about the preschool sector? Is there regulation to match that? Will these children reach the right schools at the right time?
Sibal knows the task before him is huge. First, the huge teacher requirement. The government will have to appoint 12 lakh teachers in 6 months to achieve the optimum student-teacher ratio. There's need for a massive teacher training program over the next 5 years because primary teachers will have to get a B.Ed degree. Within 3 years, basic infrastructure including classrooms and library in every school will have to be in place. 63 years after independence, the government is guaranteeing the freedom from illiteracy. Will the promise be kept? Will the guarantee be effective? Because the government at present looks unprepared. 8 long years have been spent in getting the enabling law ready. Even now it is uncertain whether a school will come up within a kilometer of your home. In New Delhi, Maria Shakil.
Well, that brings us to the question we're asking tonight. Will the right to education provide quality education? Do you believe so? Send us your responses. Type QOTD space Y if you believe yes, space N if you believe no. Send the SMS to 51818. You can also log on to our website, ibnlive.com. Results of that and Face the Nation tonight.